Well, you can't just put yourself in an hourly rate situation and think as long as you're making this, because so much more goes into your hourly rate when you're the guy in charge of the business.
Right.
It's your employees. It's what it takes to pay your employees, the tax matches, the insurances, the gas, the fuel, the tires, the wear, the tear, the
value,
lawnmower blade.
the value, the perceived value of your service.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of guys cheat themselves too. And
right.
Kyle, my son, Kyle, since we're talking about two different Kyles here today, right?
I've known him since he was a baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately.
We're getting a little older, Chris. But,
yeah, exactly.
But, he brought something up today, man, that I think it's important too, and it fits right in here. Now is a great time for our industry to raise their prices. And a lot of people would think it's crazy, but here's where Kyle's coming from with it. And I think he's on target with it. He said, if you look at supply and demand now, he says, everybody you talk to is 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks out on work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
right.
Why not take advantage of that supply and demand? I mean, it's no different fuel costs going up right now.
Well, it's no different than the lumber. I mean, they said there's all kinds of lumber sitting in lumber yards, but they're still getting, $11 for a 2x4 when there's, a million of them set offside. Well, the thing is, the demand is so high for them, they're going to go ahead and raise the price while they got a chance to get it.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
And, I think that's a good
thing. That's what the industry does.
That we could look at as an industry, not to take advantage of anybody. I'm not saying go out and take advantage of your customers. I don't want any hate mail over there from you guys listening to us.
No.
It's just all about, hey, you got to strike when the iron's hot. I mean, if you can get it, get it. I mean,
well, and the thing about it with our industry, and I found out this from some of my builders and people I work for in finish grading it, is they think that you should, is a framer going to go down on his framing price because a 2x4 is $11 an hour? $11 a 2x4, I mean? Is he going to say, okay, I would charge you, $50,000 to build this house, but now your 2x4 and your lumber package went up $12,000, so we're going to go ahead and take that out of our labor. That's what your customers want you to do as a lawn service or grading service or landscape service. Because your supplies go up, they want you to somehow cut your labor down to offset the supply cost.
Right.
And really it should go up because we as landscapers and finish graders and lawn guys are waiting for your supplies. Just like right now, you try to buy weed eaters, lawnmowers, or any of that other stuff.
Yeah,
we're waiting to get it, and we're paying a premium for it.
And
I just bought a new.
Yeah, still can't
I just bought a new Z-Rider because I thought they were going to go up. They already told me they were going to go up $3,000 for the same one 6 months from now, and I probably would wait 5 months to get it. So I bought one just for that reason. And I just bought a new side-by-side. Well, it was supposed to be here the 25th of this month. I called them up. They said shipping containers don't have them. We don't really know when it's going to be here. I mean, I paid $1,000 down on this thing 3 months ago to get it, and it still ain't here.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? And that's the same thing for us. So,
and I think that's a good thing for guys to hear right now too. Some of the younger guys that listen to us and here on Turfs Up is, you got to be proactive on this and not reactive. I mean, anytime you get into a situation like this, I think it's going to be. I tried ordering a V-Box Salter the other day. From out there from Bluegrass. I was talking to Kenny and them out there about it, and they're like, "Man, we caught SnowX. They don't even have them yet." I'm like, "They don't have them." I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
You would think this would be their time to make them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's their off season.
They're having trouble with it. So I know you guys that are listening to us today thinking, man, you think it's snow in May, but I think snow plows and spreaders are just like lawnmowers and weed eaters and blowers. I mean, you got to be a season ahead right now because the availability of these things is just not going to be great, I don't think, for any of us.
No, because no one's going to work to build them. And even if SnowX's employees are showing up, there's stuff coming from Japan and other suppliers that are not going to make it. It's just like all those Fords sitting out in those lots at the Motor Speedway because they're missing a computer chip to make them run.
Right.
It's like they might have all those vehicles already pre-sold. Maybe one of them's yours, but you're not going to get it because they're missing a crucial element to make it run.
That's right.
And so, and what they need to do, this customer raising price thing, is going to be simply because You got to think about it. What happens when you want a weed eater 4 months from now, and that same weed eater you just bought was literally, $299, and now you go back in there and they want $389 for it. What's $100 difference? Well, you're going to have to offset that for what you're going to have to buy down the road. Just like that salt spreader. You're trying to order one, you can't get it. Well, I bet you that salt spreader you're going to find out compared to the one you bought last year is at least $1,000 or $1,500 more.
Yeah.
Well, where's that $1,000, $1,500 got to go to? It's got to go to your customers. It's got to go into what you're doing for your service.
It's kind of like, man, we cannot get a load of cedar bagged mulch. For some reason, you just can't get it here in Louisville. For some reason, it's
right.
I mean, I know it's got to come from Washington all the way out there, and I've talked to a bunch of guys, and you probably have too. You know a lot of people in our industry here locally, and our listeners. It's funny, guys that I talk to and listen to us in the Midwest, Chris, they're not having problems getting it. It's just our part of the country here, which I find kind of amusing. I mean, if you can get it to St. Louis, for an example, or Kansas,
right?
I mean,
or Indianapolis, why can't it come to Louisville?
Why is it having trouble getting to Louisville? And we were talking about it here a little bit about that, and we were saying, and this Kyle again was talking about this. He thinks pretty hard on the number side of this for us too. He's like, if you look at it, if you look at mulch pricing, it hasn't moved much over the course of the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Right.
So we as an industry are hammering the supplier, but the truck drivers are saying, no, man, I ain't going to deliver it for that anymore.
Right.
Because there's less truck drivers, we're back to that supply and demand thing again, right? I mean,
exactly.
It all.
That's why they're telling me I'm not getting that 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
Because they can't get it on a cargo ship container because they don't have enough boats to float the stuff, enough containers to put it in, or people to put it in the container.
Yeah.
So, when someone on one end claims COVID and they want to stay home and get a fat paycheck, they don't go to work. And when they don't go to work, well, something doesn't get filled, even if it has nothing to do with them personally. Somewhere down the road, it's going to affect somebody that ain't getting something because someone didn't show up today.
Right.
And that's what's happening all over the world. And that not showing up is what's raising the prices of lumber and everything else. I mean, just like that wheeler I'm telling you I'm buying. I looked at the same one last year. It was $12,300. The one I just bought, same identical machine, is $15,400 this year.
Yeah.
I paid almost $3,000 more for the same thing. I could have bought it last year. I was staring at one of them. I could have already had it in my possession. And I thought, no, I'll wait till next year because I really need it for this job.
Yeah.
I'll get it then because I didn't want to burn up my 1-year warranty. Well, guess what? Here I'm saying, well, I'll buy it this year. Well, I would have gave gladly the $12,000 last year and had it in my possession and lost the warranty over having given $3,000 more and still don't have it. And I told the supplier, I said, this thing's going to come in November when I don't need it, and I'm going to have to put it in the garage for,
and have the
4
same
months.
problem that you didn't want to have last year if it's your warranty's just sitting in the garage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem with all this hand equipment, this small equipment or mowers and stuff. They give you a 1-year warranty. When you buy something in the fall, well, you've done giving up 5 months of your warranty because you're not even using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's a different world, and people are going to start thinking differently about how they're charging for what they're doing, because what's going to be is a trickle down effect. When you charge less today because you think you don't need it, well, tomorrow it's going to catch up to you. It's going to burn you.
That's right. That's right.